Applications of chemistry in the field of environment. Introduction. Chemistry plays a critical role in addressing environmental challenges, from developing new materials and technologies to understanding and mitigating the impacts of pollution. In this article, we will explore the applications of chemistry in environmental science and engineering, including the development of new materials and technologies, pollution prevention and remediation, and sustainable production and consumption practices. New materials and technologies. Chemistry is critical to the development of new materials and technologies that can help mitigate environmental problems. For example, green chemistry principles and techniques are being used to develop new materials that are more sustainable and have lower environmental impact. One example is the development of biodegradable plastics, which can help reduce plastic waste in the environment. Chemistry is also being used to develop new technologies for renewable energy production. For example, photovoltaic cells, which convert sunlight into electricity, contain materials such as silicon and cadmium telluride that are synthesized using chemical processes. Chemistry is also critical to the development of new battery technologies, which are essential for storing and distributing renewable energy. Pollution prevention and remediation. Chemistry plays an important role in preventing and remediating pollution. Chemical analysis is used to identify pollutants in the environment, and chemical reactions are used to neutralize or remove them. For example, chemical oxidation is a technique used to clean up contaminated groundwater by injecting oxidizing agents such as hydrogen peroxide or ozone into the groundwater to break down pollutants. Chemistry is also being used to develop new materials and technologies for pollution prevention and remediation. For example, nanotechnology is being used to develop nanomaterials that can remove pollutants from water and air. Metal organic frameworks, MOFs, are another example of a new material being developed for pollution remediation. MOFs are porous materials that can selectively absorb pollutants from the air or water. Sustainable production and consumption practices. Chemistry is also important for developing sustainable production and consumption practices. Chemical processes are used to produce a wide range of materials and products, and the environmental impact of these processes can be significant. Green chemistry principles and techniques are being used to develop new chemical processes that are more sustainable. For example, catalysis is a technique used to reduce the amount of energy required for chemical reactions, reducing greenhouse gas emissions and other pollutants. Chemistry is also being used to develop new materials and products that are more sustainable and have lower environmental impact. For example, bio-based materials such as bioplastics and biofuels are being developed as alternatives to petroleum-based materials. Chemistry is also being used to develop new materials and products that are more durable and can be recycled more easily. Chemical analysis and monitoring. Chemical analysis is an important tool for monitoring environmental quality and identifying potential sources of pollution. Chemical analysis can be used to measure the concentrations of pollutants in air, water, and soil, and to identify the chemical composition of complex mixtures such as industrial effluents and municipal wastewater. Chemical analysis is also used to monitor the effectiveness of pollution control measures, and to assess the environmental impacts of industrial activities. Chemical analysis techniques such as gas chromatography, mass spectrometry, GCMS, and high-performance liquid chromatography, HPLC, are commonly used for environmental analysis. These techniques allow for the separation and quantification of complex mixtures of chemicals, even at low concentrations. Other techniques such as atomic absorption spectroscopy, (AS), and inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometry, ICP-MS, are used to measure the concentrations of metals and metalloids in environmental samples. Chemical analysis is also used to monitor the effects of environmental pollutants on biological systems. For example, biomarkers such as polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAHs, and heavy metals can be used to assess the health of aquatic organisms and other wildlife. Environmental modeling and risk assessment. Chemistry is also important for environmental modeling and risk assessment. Environmental models are used to predict the fate and transport of pollutants in the environment, and to assess the potential risks posed by these pollutants to human health and the environment. Chemical reactions and transformations are an important consideration in environmental modeling, as they can affect the fate and transport of pollutants. Risk assessment is an important tool for evaluating the potential risks posed by environmental pollutants. Risk assessment involves the identification of the hazards associated with a particular pollutant. The exposure pathways through which humans and the environment may be exposed to the pollutant, and the potential health and environmental impacts of exposure to the pollutant. Chemistry is critical to risk assessment, as it provides information on the physical and chemical properties of pollutants, their toxicity, and their potential for accumulation in the environment. Chemical remediation. Chemical remediation is another important application of chemistry in environmental science and engineering. Chemical remediation involves the use of chemical reactions to transform or remove pollutants from the environment. Chemical remediation techniques are used to treat contaminated soil, groundwater, and surface water. Chemical oxidation is a commonly used technique for chemical remediation. Chemical oxidation involves the use of oxidizing agents such as hydrogen peroxide, ozone, or permanganate to break down pollutants. Chemical reduction is another technique used for chemical remediation, which involves the use of reducing agents such as zero-valent iron or sodium dithionite to transform pollutants into less toxic forms. Chemical remediation techniques can be used alone or in combination with other remediation techniques such as bioremediation or physical removal. For example, chemical oxidation can be used to break down pollutants in contaminated groundwater, while bioremediation can be used to remove the remaining contaminants. Sustainable chemistry. Sustainable chemistry is a growing field that aims to develop chemical processes and products that are more sustainable and have lower environmental impact. Sustainable chemistry is based on the principles of green chemistry, which involves the design of chemical processes and products that minimize the use and generation of hazardous substances. Sustainable chemistry has applications in a wide range of fields, including agriculture, energy production, and materials science. For example, sustainable chemistry principles can be applied to the development of new crop protection products that are less toxic and have lower environmental impact. Sustainable chemistry can also be applied to the development of new materials that are more durable and can be recycled more easily. Chemical engineering. Chemical engineering is another important field that applies chemistry principles to environmental science and engineering. Chemical engineers use chemical processes to produce a wide range of materials and products, and play a critical role in developing new technologies for environmental remediation and pollution prevention. Chemical engineers are involved in the design and optimization of chemical processes to minimize waste and reduce environmental impact. For example, chemical engineers may develop new processes for the production of chemicals that generate less waste or use renewable resources. Amino compounds and their derivatives. Introduction. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins, which are essential for life. There are 20 different amino acids that occur naturally in proteins, each with its own unique properties and functions. In addition to their role in protein synthesis, amino acids also play important roles in metabolism, cell signaling, and the immune system. Amino acids can be classified based on their chemical properties, including their side chain structure, and can be further modified to form a variety of derivatives or derivatives. Classification of amino acids. Amino acids can be classified based on the properties of their side chains. The simplest amino acid is glycine, which has a hydrogen atom as its side chain. Glycine is unique among the amino acids because it is not chiral, meaning that it does not have a mirror image that is different from itself. All other amino acids have at least one chiral center, and therefore exist in two mirror image forms called enantiomers. Amino acids can be further classified based on the properties of their side chains. The side chains can be classified as nonpolar, polar, acidic, or basic. Nonpolar side chains are hydrophobic and tend to be buried inside proteins, while polar side chains are hydrophilic and tend to be exposed to water. Acidic side chains are negatively charged at physiological pH, while basic side chains are positively charged. Nonpolar amino acids include alanine, valine, leucine, isoleucine, proline, phenylalanine, tryptophan, and methionine. These amino acids have side chains that are primarily composed of hydrocarbons, and are therefore hydrophobic. They are often found in the interior of proteins, where they help to stabilize the protein structure. Polar amino acids include serine, threonine, cysteine, asparagine, and glutamine. These amino acids have side chains that contain polar functional groups, such as hydroxyl or amide groups. They are hydrophilic and often found on the surface of proteins where they interact with water molecules or other polar molecules. Acidic amino acids include aspartic acid and glutamic acid, which have negatively charged side chains at physiological pH. These amino acids are often involved in electrostatic interactions with other charged molecules or ions. Basic amino acids include lysine, arginine, and histidine, which have positively charged side chains at physiological pH. These amino acids are often involved in electrostatic interactions with negatively charged molecules or ions, and are also important for protein-protein interactions. Derivatives of amino acids. Amino acids can be modified to form a variety of derivatives, which have different properties and functions. One common modification is phosphorylation, where a phosphate group is added to the side chain of serine, threonine, or tyrosine. Phosphorylation is a reversible modification that plays important roles in cell signaling and protein regulation. Another common modification is glycosylation, where a sugar molecule is added to the side chain of asparagine or serine. Glycosylation is involved in protein folding, stability, and recognition by other molecules. Amino acids can also be modified to form biologically active compounds. For example, Histidine can be modified to form histamine, which is involved in allergic reactions and inflammation. Tryptophan can be modified to form serotonin, which is involved in mood regulation and other physiological processes. Amino acids can also be used as building blocks for synthetic compounds. For example, the amino acid phenylalanine can be used to synthesize the artificial sweetener aspartame. Peptide bonds. Amino acids can also be linked together to form peptides and proteins through peptide bonds. Peptide bonds are formed when the carboxyl group of one amino acid reacts with the amino group of another amino acid, releasing a molecule of water. The resulting peptide bond forms a rigid planar structure that restricts the rotation of the two adjacent amino acid residues. Peptides and proteins can be further modified through post-translational modifications, such as phosphorylation and glycosylation. Peptides and proteins play important roles in the body, including acting as enzymes, hormones, receptors, transporters, and structural components. The properties and functions of peptides and proteins depend on their amino acid sequence, three-dimensional structure, and post-translational modifications. Amino acid derivatives as neurotransmitters. Several amino acid derivatives act as neurotransmitters in the nervous system. These neurotransmitters include glutamate, gamma-aminobutyric acid, GABA, glycine, and histamine. Glutamate is the most abundant excitatory neurotransmitter in the brain and is involved in processes such as learning, memory, and synaptic plasticity. GABA is the most abundant inhibitory neurotransmitter in the brain and is involved in processes such as anxiety, sleep, and muscle relaxation. Glycine is an inhibitory neurotransmitter in the spinal cord and brainstem, and is involved in processes such as pain perception and motor control. Histamine is involved in processes such as wakefulness, appetite, and immune response. Amino acid derivatives that act as neurotransmitters are synthesized from amino acids through specific metabolic pathways. For example, glutamate is synthesized from the amino acid glutamine through a reaction catalyzed by the enzyme glutaminase. GABA is synthesized from the amino acid glutamate through a reaction catalyzed by the enzyme glutamic acid decarboxylase. Amino acid derivatives as drugs. Amino acid derivatives have been developed into drugs for a variety of diseases and conditions. One example is the drug levodopa, which is used to treat Parkinson's disease. Levodopa is a derivative of the amino acid tyrosine and is converted into dopamine in the brain, which helps to alleviate the symptoms of Parkinson's disease. Another example is the drug gabapentin, which is used to treat epilepsy and neuropathic pain. Gabapentin is a derivative of the amino acid GABA and is thought to work by binding to a specific subunit of the voltage-gated calcium channels in neurons, which reduces the release of excitatory neurotransmitters. Amino acid derivatives in nutrition. Amino acids and their derivatives also play important roles in nutrition. Amino acids are essential for the synthesis of proteins, which are important for growth, repair, and maintenance of tissues in the body. Amino acids also play important roles in metabolism, including the synthesis of neurotransmitters, hormones, and other biologically active compounds. Some amino acids are considered essential, meaning that they cannot be synthesized by the body and must be obtained through the diet. The essential amino acids include histidine, isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, and valine. Non-essential amino acids can be synthesized by the body from other amino acids or from other precursors. Amino acid supplements are sometimes used to support athletic performance and muscle growth. Applications of biochemistry. Introduction. Biochemistry is the study of chemical processes within and relating to living organisms. It is a branch of chemistry that has applications in various fields including medicine, agriculture, food industry, and environmental science. The biochemical processes that occur within living organisms are complex and involve a wide range of molecules, enzymes, and metabolic pathways. In this article, we will explore the various applications of biochemistry and how it has revolutionized different industries. Medical applications. Biochemistry has had a significant impact on the medical field. It has led to the development of new drugs and diagnostic tools, and has helped to understand the underlying causes of diseases. One of the most important applications of biochemistry in medicine is the development of antibiotics. Antibiotics are drugs that target bacteria and are used to treat bacterial infections. The discovery of penicillin by Alexander Fleming in 1928 marked a turning point in the treatment of bacterial infections and saved many lives. Since then, many other antibiotics have been developed, and they have become an essential tool in modern medicine. Another important application of biochemistry in medicine is the development of diagnostic tools. Biochemical tests are used to diagnose many diseases, including diabetes, liver diseases, and cancer. For example, the measurement of blood glucose levels is used to diagnose and monitor diabetes. Biochemical tests are also used to detect cancer by measuring the levels of specific proteins in the blood. Agricultural applications. Biochemistry has also revolutionized the field of agriculture. It has led to the development of new crop varieties with improved yield, resistance to pests and diseases, and enhanced nutritional value. One of the most important applications of biochemistry in agriculture is the development of genetically modified crops. Genetically modified crops are plants that have been genetically engineered to possess desirable traits such as resistance to pests and diseases, improved yield, and enhanced nutritional value. They have been widely adopted by farmers around the world and have helped to increase food production, reduce the use of pesticides, and improve the nutritional quality of crops. Biochemistry has also played a crucial role in the development of plant biotechnology. Plant biotechnology involves the use of techniques such as tissue culture and genetic engineering to produce new varieties of plants with desirable traits. For example, tissue culture is used to produce disease-free plants from infected ones, while genetic engineering is used to introduce desirable traits into plants. Food industry applications. The food industry has also benefited greatly from biochemistry. It has led to the development of new food products with improved taste, nutritional value, and shelf life. One of the most important applications of biochemistry in the food industry is the development of food additives. Food additives are substances that are added to food to improve its taste, texture, and appearance. They are also used to preserve food and prevent spoilage. Examples of food additives include preservatives, emulsifiers, and flavor enhancers. Biochemistry has also played a crucial role in the development of functional foods. Functional foods are foods that provide additional health benefits beyond their basic nutritional value. They are designed to promote health and prevent diseases. Biochemistry has helped to identify the bioactive compounds present in different foods and their potential health benefits. For example, The antioxidant properties of flavonoids present in fruits and vegetables have been linked to a reduced risk of chronic diseases such as cancer and cardiovascular diseases. Similarly, the prebiotic properties of certain fibers present in foods have been linked to improved gut health and immune function. Environmental applications. Biochemistry has also contributed to the development of sustainable technologies for environmental protection and remediation. One of the most important applications of biochemistry in the environmental field is bioremediation. Bioremediation is the use of microorganisms to degrade and detoxify pollutants in the environment. It is a cost-effective and environmentally friendly alternative to traditional methods of environmental cleanup. Biochemistry has helped to identify the microorganisms and enzymes involved in bioremediation and to optimize the conditions for their growth and activity. Biochemistry has also played a crucial role in the development of biofuels. Biofuels are fuels that are derived from renewable biological sources such as crops, algae, and waste materials. Biochemistry has helped to identify the enzymes and metabolic pathways involved in the production of biofuels and to optimize their production. Biofuels have the potential to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and dependence on fossil fuels. Further applications of biochemistry. In addition to the applications discussed earlier, biochemistry has many other important applications in various fields. Here are some of them. Forensic science. Biochemistry plays a crucial role in forensic science, where it is used to identify and analyze biological materials such as blood, saliva, and hair. DNA analysis, which is based on biochemistry, has become an essential tool in forensic investigations. Biopharmaceuticals. Biochemistry has led to the development of biopharmaceuticals, which are drugs that are produced using living cells or organisms. Biopharmaceuticals have the potential to treat a wide range of diseases such as cancer, diabetes, and autoimmune disorders. Nanotechnology. Biochemistry has contributed to the development of nanotechnology, which involves the manipulation of materials at the nanoscale. Biochemistry has helped to develop new materials such as nanoparticles, which have applications in drug delivery, imaging, and diagnostics. Synthetic biology. Biochemistry has also contributed to the emerging field of synthetic biology, which involves the design and construction of biological systems with new functions. Synthetic biology has applications in medicine, biotechnology, and environmental science. Personalized medicine. Biochemistry has the potential to revolutionize medicine by enabling personalized medicine. Personalized medicine involves the use of a patient's genetic and biochemical information to tailor treatments to their individual needs. This approach has the potential to improve the effectiveness of treatments and reduce side effects. Challenges and future directions. Despite the numerous applications of biochemistry, there are still many challenges that need to be addressed. One of the major challenges is the ethical considerations surrounding the use of genetically modified organisms and biotechnology. There are concerns about the potential risks and unintended consequences of these technologies, and there is a need for responsible regulation and oversight. Another challenge is the need for more research and development in certain areas. For example, there is a need for new antibiotics to combat the growing problem of a method of creating content to share on social networks to increase credibility and showcase your brand. Social media has become an essential marketing tool for businesses of all sizes. One of the primary goals of social media marketing is to build trust and credibility with your audience, and ultimately, convert them into loyal customers. In this article, We will explore some strategies and tips for creating shareable content on social media that can help you increase brand awareness, build trust, and ultimately drive business growth. Know your audience. Knowing your audience is crucial for creating shareable content on social media. This means understanding their needs, preferences, and interests, and tailoring your content to meet those needs. Use data and analytics to identify the demographics of your audience, and use that information to create content that resonates with them. Use visuals. Using visuals is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means using high-quality images, videos, and infographics to convey your message and capture the attention of your audience. Use visuals to tell a story and evoke emotions, and make sure that your visuals are consistent with your brand identity. Keep it short and sweet. Keeping your content short and sweet is crucial for creating shareable content on social media. This means keeping your posts and captions concise and to the point, and using language that is easy to understand. Use bullet points and lists to break up text and make your content more scannable. Provide value. Providing value to your audience is crucial for creating shareable content on social media. This means sharing content that is informative, educational, or entertaining, and that helps your audience solve a problem or achieve a goal. Use your expertise to offer insights and perspectives on industry trends or news, and provide practical tips and advice that your audience can use in their daily lives. Use storytelling. Using storytelling is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means using narratives and anecdotes that resonate with your audience and help them connect with your brand on a deeper level. Use storytelling to humanize your brand and create an emotional connection with your audience. Be authentic. Being authentic is crucial for creating shareable content on social media. This means being honest, transparent, and genuine in your communications, and avoiding salesy language or gimmicks. Use a conversational tone and language that is authentic to your brand voice, and avoid trying to be something that you're not. Engage with your audience. Engaging with your audience is crucial for creating shareable content on social media. This means responding to comments and messages in a timely and respectful manner, and using social media to start conversations and build relationships with your audience. Use social media to solicit feedback and ideas from your audience, and use that feedback to shape your content strategy. Use hashtags. Using hashtags is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means using relevant hashtags to make your content more discoverable and increase its reach. Use tools like Hashtagify to identify popular hashtags in your industry or niche, and use them strategically in your posts. Collaborate with others. Collaborating with others is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means partnering with influencers, other brands, or your customers to create content that is mutually beneficial. Use collaboration to reach a wider audience, tap into new markets, and build relationships with other brands or influencers in your industry. Measure your results. Measuring your results is crucial for creating shareable content on social media. This means using analytics to track the performance of your content, and using that information to refine your strategy and improve your results. Use metrics such as engagement, reach, and conversions to track the success of your content, and use A/B testing to experiment with different types of content or messaging. Use emotions. Using emotions is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means using language, visuals, and storytelling that evoke emotions such as joy, surprise, or empathy. Use emotions to create a connection with your audience and make your content more memorable. Be consistent. Being consistent is crucial for creating shareable content on social media. This means maintaining a consistent brand voice, visual identity, and content strategy across all social media platforms. Use a content calendar to plan and schedule your content in advance, and use analytics to identify the best times to post. Use user-generated content. Using user-generated content is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means featuring content created by your customers, such as photos, videos, or testimonials, on your social media channels. Use user-generated content to showcase your brand's social proof and build trust with your audience. Use humor. Using humor is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means using language or visuals that are funny or witty, and that make your audience laugh or smile. Use humor to create a positive association with your brand, and to make your content more memorable. Use influencers. Using influencers is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means partnering with social media users who have a large following in your industry or niche, and who can help promote your brand or product to their audience. Use influencers to increase your reach and credibility, and to tap into new markets or demographics. Use interactive content. Using interactive content is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means using polls, quizzes, or surveys to engage your audience and encourage them to participate in your content. Use interactive content to gather feedback or insights from your audience, and to create a sense of community around your brand. Use video. Using video is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means using short-form or long-form videos to convey your message and capture the attention of your audience. Use video to showcase your products or services, or to tell a story that resonates with your audience. Use social listening. Using social listening is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means monitoring social media channels for conversations or trends related to your brand or industry, and using that information to create content that is relevant and timely. Use social listening to identify opportunities for engagement or content creation, and to stay ahead of the curve in your industry. Use influencer marketing. Using influencer marketing is a powerful way to create shareable content on social media. This means partnering with influencers in your industry or niche to create content that promotes your brand or product. Applications of inorganic chemistry in the manufacture of insulation materials. The field of inorganic chemistry has a wide range of applications in many different industries, including the production of insulation materials. Inorganic chemistry deals with the study of the properties and behavior of inorganic compounds, which are substances that do not contain carbon-hydrogen bonds. Inorganic compounds include a wide range of materials, such as metals, minerals, ceramics, and glasses, which can be used to produce insulation materials with excellent thermal properties. One of the most common types of insulation materials produced using inorganic chemistry is fiberglass. Fiberglass is made by melting silica sand and other inorganic materials at high temperatures, and then drawing the molten glass into thin fibers. These fibers are then woven into mats or spun into loose fill insulation, which is used to insulate walls, ceilings, and floors in buildings. Fiberglass insulation is lightweight, easy to install, and has excellent thermal properties, making it a popular choice for many applications. Another type of insulation material produced using inorganic chemistry is mineral wool. Mineral wool is made by melting and spinning a variety of inorganic materials, such as rocks or slag, into fibers. These fibers are then compressed into mats or boards, which are used to insulate buildings and other structures. Mineral wool insulation has excellent thermal and acoustic properties, and is also resistant to fire and moisture, making it a popular choice for many applications. In addition to fiberglass and mineral wool, inorganic chemistry is also used to produce a wide range of other insulation materials, such as foam insulation and reflective insulation. Foam insulation is typically made by mixing two or more chemicals together to create a foam, which is then sprayed or injected into walls, ceilings, or other spaces to create a thermal barrier. Reflective insulation is made by layering a reflective material, such as aluminum foil, over an insulating material, such as fiberglass or foam, to create a barrier that reflects heat and prevents it from escaping. Inorganic chemistry is also used to produce a wide range of other materials that are used in insulation applications, such as insulating coatings and tapes. Insulating coatings are typically made from ceramic or glass materials, which are applied to surfaces to create a thermal barrier. Insulating tapes are made from a variety of materials, such as silicone or fiberglass, and are used to wrap pipes or other objects to prevent heat loss. One of the key advantages of using inorganic chemistry to produce insulation materials is that many inorganic compounds have excellent thermal properties, such as high thermal conductivity or low thermal expansion. This makes them ideal for use in insulation applications, where the goal is to create a thermal barrier that prevents heat from escaping or entering a space. Inorganic materials are also often resistant to fire, moisture, and other environmental factors, which makes them a reliable choice for many applications. However, there are also some disadvantages to using inorganic chemistry to produce insulation materials. One of the main challenges is that many inorganic compounds can be difficult to work with, such as requiring high temperatures or specialized equipment to produce. In addition, some inorganic compounds can be toxic or pose environmental risks, such as the release of harmful chemicals during production or disposal. One area where inorganic chemistry is being used to produce innovative insulation materials is in the development of aerogels. Aerogels are a class of materials that have extremely low density and high porosity, which gives them excellent thermal insulation properties. Inorganic aerogels are typically made by replacing the liquid component of a gel with a gas, such as carbon dioxide, to create a solid material that is mostly made up of air. Inorganic aerogels can be made from a variety of materials, such as silica, alumina, or metal oxides, and have a wide range of potential applications in insulation and other fields. Another area where inorganic chemistry is being used to produce advanced insulation materials is in the development of nanomaterials. Nanomaterials are materials that have dimensions on the nanometer scale, which gives them unique properties and behavior. Inorganic nanomaterials, such as metal oxides or carbon nanotubes, can be used to produce insulation materials with high strength, low thermal conductivity, and other desirable properties. These materials could have important applications in the production of high-performance insulation materials for a wide range of applications. In addition to its applications in insulation materials, inorganic chemistry is also being used to produce a wide range of other materials with important thermal properties. For example, inorganic materials are used to produce heat-resistant coatings for industrial equipment and high-temperature applications. Inorganic materials are also used to produce thermal barrier coatings for aerospace applications, which help protect the underlying structure from the high temperatures generated during flight. Despite the many potential applications of inorganic chemistry in the production of insulation materials and other fields, there are still challenges that need to be addressed. One of the main challenges is the toxicity of some inorganic compounds, which can pose a risk to human health and the environment. Researchers are working to develop new materials and production methods that reduce the use of toxic substances and improve the safety of inorganic materials. Another challenge is the energy intensity of some inorganic chemistry processes, which can contribute to greenhouse gas emissions and other environmental impacts. Researchers are working to develop new processes that are more energy efficient and sustainable, such as using renewable energy sources or developing closed-loop systems that minimize waste and emissions. In addition to the challenges associated with the toxicity and energy intensity of some inorganic chemistry processes, there are also challenges related to the durability and performance of insulation materials over time. Over time, insulation materials can become less effective due to factors such as settling, compression, or moisture absorption. This can result in reduced energy efficiency and increased energy costs for building owners and occupants. To address these challenges, researchers and industry leaders are exploring new approaches to the production of insulation materials, such as the use of advanced composites and coatings. For example, researchers are developing composite materials that combine inorganic compounds with other materials, such as polymers or carbon fibers, to create insulation materials with enhanced durability and performance. These materials could have important applications in the production of insulation materials for use in harsh environments or in applications with high mechanical stresses. Another approach to improving the durability and performance of insulation materials is the use of advanced coatings. Coatings can be applied to the surface of insulation materials to protect them from environmental factors, such as moisture or UV radiation, or to improve their thermal properties. For example, researchers are developing coatings that contain nanoparticles or other inorganic compounds to enhance the thermal conductivity of insulation materials or to create superhydrophobic surfaces that repel water. In addition to the development of new materials and production methods, there is also a growing focus on the importance of proper installation and maintenance of insulation materials. Proper installation and maintenance can help ensure that insulation materials perform as intended and remain energy efficient over time. This includes factors such as proper sealing of air leaks, regular cleaning and inspection of insulation materials, and the use of appropriate safety measures during installation and maintenance. Another area of significant research in the field of inorganic chemistry is the development of insulation materials for applications in extreme environments. In industries such as aerospace, automotive, or marine, insulation materials must be able to withstand high temperatures, pressures, and stresses. Applications of inorganic salts. Introduction. Inorganic salts are a diverse group of chemical compounds that have a wide range of applications in various industries and fields. In this article, we will explore the different types of inorganic salts, their properties, and their uses in various applications. Types of inorganic salts. Inorganic salts are compounds that do not contain carbon-hydrogen bonds. They are formed when an acid and a base react with each other, resulting in the formation of a salt and water. Here are some of the most common types of inorganic salts. Sodium chloride, NaCl. Sodium chloride, also known as table salt, is a common inorganic salt that is used in many applications, including food seasoning, water softening, and de-icing roads. Calcium carbonate, CaCO3. Calcium carbonate is a white, odorless powder that is used as a dietary supplement, and as an antacid to relieve heartburn and indigestion. Sodium bicarbonate, NaCO3. Sodium bicarbonate, also known as baking soda, is a versatile inorganic salt that is used in many applications, including baking, cleaning, and personal care products. Ammonium nitrate, NH4NO3. Ammonium nitrate is a white crystal that is commonly used as a fertilizer and as an explosive in mining and construction. Properties of inorganic salts. Inorganic salts have a variety of properties that make them useful in different applications. Here are some of the most common properties of inorganic salts. Solubility. Inorganic salts vary in their solubility in water and other solvents. Some salts, like sodium chloride, are highly soluble and dissolve easily in water, while others, like calcium carbonate, are only sparingly soluble. Melting point. Inorganic salts have varying melting points, with some salts melting at very high temperatures, like aluminum oxide, which has a melting point of 2072 degrees Celsius. Conductivity. Inorganic salts can conduct electricity when dissolved in water, with some salts conducting electricity better than others. For example, sodium chloride is a good conductor of electricity, while calcium carbonate is a poor conductor. Reactivity. Inorganic salts can react with other chemicals to form new compounds, with some salts being more reactive than others. For example, ammonium nitrate is highly reactive and can explode under certain conditions. Applications of inorganic salts. Inorganic salts have a wide range of applications in various industries and fields. Here are some of the most common applications of inorganic salts. Agriculture. Inorganic salts like ammonium nitrate and potassium chloride are used as fertilizers to provide plants with essential nutrients like nitrogen and potassium. Food industry. Inorganic salts like sodium chloride and potassium chloride are used as food preservatives and as flavor enhancers. Pharmaceuticals. Inorganic salts like calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide are used as antacids to relieve heartburn and indigestion. Chemical industry. Inorganic salts like sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid are used in the production of various chemicals like detergents, textiles, and plastics. Personal care products. Inorganic salts like sodium bicarbonate and magnesium sulfate are used in personal care products like toothpaste, deodorant, and bath salts. Water treatment. inorganic salts like aluminum sulfate and calcium hypochlorite are used in water treatment to remove impurities and to disinfect water. Potential risks and precautions for using inorganic salts. While inorganic salts have a wide range of applications and benefits, they also come with potential risks and precautions that should be taken into consideration. Here are some of the most common risks and precautions associated with using inorganic salts. Toxicity. Some inorganic salts can be toxic if ingested or inhaled in large amounts. For example, ammonium nitrate can be toxic if ingested and can cause respiratory problems if inhaled. Corrosivity. Inorganic salts can be corrosive and cause damage to skin, eyes, and other materials. For example, sodium hydroxide, a common inorganic salt, can cause severe burns if it comes into contact with the skin or eyes. Reactivity. Inorganic salts can be reactive and can cause unexpected chemical reactions if mixed with other chemicals. For example, mixing sodium hypochlorite with ammonia can result in the release of toxic gases. Environmental impact. Inorganic salts can have a negative impact on the environment if not properly disposed of. For example, excess fertilizer runoff from agricultural fields can lead to water pollution and harm aquatic ecosystems. To minimize the potential risks associated with using inorganic salts, it's important to take certain precautions. Here are some of the most important precautions to take. Follow instructions. Always read and follow the instructions on the label carefully when using inorganic salts. This will ensure that you are using the product correctly and safely. Wear protective gear. Wear protective gear like gloves, goggles, and masks when handling inorganic salts to protect your skin, eyes, and respiratory system. Store safely. Store inorganic salts in a safe and secure place, out of reach of children and pets. It's important to keep them in their original containers and to avoid storing them near food or other household items. Disposal. Dispose of inorganic salts properly according to local regulations. Do not dispose of inorganic salts in the trash or down the drain. Innovations in inorganic salts. As technology advances, new innovations in the production and use of inorganic salts are coming to light. Here are some of the most recent developments in the field. Green chemistry. Green chemistry is an approach that aims to reduce the environmental impact of chemical production and use. One area of focus in green chemistry is the development of more sustainable methods for producing inorganic salts. Nanotechnology. Nanotechnology involves the manipulation of materials on a tiny scale, often at the atomic or molecular level. Inorganic salts are being used in the development of nanomaterials for a range of applications, including electronics, medical devices, and energy storage. Biodegradable salts. Biodegradable salts are inorganic salts that can break down naturally in the environment without causing harm. These salts have potential applications in agriculture, water treatment, and other fields where reducing environmental impact is a priority. Ionic liquids. Ionic liquids are salts that are liquid at room temperature. They have unique properties that make them useful in a range of applications, including as solvents and catalysts in chemical reactions. Sustainable energy. Inorganic salts are being used in the development of sustainable energy technologies, such as batteries and fuel cells. For example, lithium-ion batteries, which contain lithium salts, are used in electric vehicles and renewable energy systems. Future applications of inorganic salts. As the world faces new challenges and demands, the potential applications of inorganic salts are expanding. Here are some of the future applications of inorganic salts. Water scarcity solutions. Inorganic salts have the potential to play a key role in addressing water scarcity issues. For example, Desalination technologies that use inorganic salts can help convert seawater into freshwater for drinking and irrigation. Climate change mitigation. Inorganic salts can be used in carbon capture and storage technologies to help mitigate the effects of climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Biomedical applications. Inorganic salts are being explored for their potential use in biomedical applications, such as drug delivery systems and tissue engineering. Energy storage. Inorganic salts are being used in the development of new energy storage technologies, such as flow batteries and supercapacitors.